Oh, how you doing, YouTube? This is Hooper 704. I guess you go by my name. The reason why is because I'm from the 704, Charlotte, North Carolina. Hooper, that's what I do. I play basketball, braids, play sports, mostly basketball. Excuse the nappy headedness. But um, truck driver. I guess I'll go in a little bit by myself. I do smoke. So if you don't like seeing people smoke, get off the video. I'm very blunt. I pretty much just tell the truth, man. That's pretty much what it is. It is what it is. It's a little bit by myself. This is gonna be a little truck driver channel. Tell you about things I've learned that I've also talked to other truck drivers about. Also, I'm starting this video. My buddy, Chivalrous Knight, give him a little shout out. Pretty much convinced me to, not convince me, but convinced me to do this. Cause we both do have a lot of information that's out here. So, and we're still gathering information ourselves. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I do know everything. So, please let that be known. This phone is sitting on my steering wheel, and I don't like how it's looking at me right now. That's better. So, from the beginning, I was in the military. Fort Drum, New York. Fort Drum, New York. Upstate New York. Climb to glory. Got out. Got married while I was in. Had my son. Moved about 3 states. I was working at LSU. That's why I got the LSU hoodie on. It is hot. I might take it off though. But I was working at LSU for athletic facilities. It was a cool job, till I realized how much money I was really making. Then I have brothers that does this truck driving stuff, and and they pretty much telling me there's a lot of money out here in this truck driving world, and pretty much stop making petty change. And so when I was seeing how much money I was really making doing civil service work with LSU, I said, forget that, I gotta go. So that's what I did. Turned around, went to truck driving school in Louisiana. While I was actually still doing the civil service stuff, they didn't really know about it either. Like I said, I was married. I'm divorced. Turn around. Where am I going with that? Oh yeah, divorce. Oh, truck driving thing. That's where I'm going with it. It ain't for everybody. Even if in a relationship, it can be strenuous. Definitely when people are used to you being home all the time. And even when you have a relationship, while you're in, it's normal to people that you want you home and want to see you as much as possible. So on the relationship, truck driving can be strenuous, especially if you have a job to where you have to be gone for so long. Started with PTL. Screw them. They're horrible. I met some people over there. Still cool with one of them. I ain't gonna put his business out, but haven't talked in a minute, but we'll talk soon. Then I went to WEL Companies. Uh, WEL Companies is based out of De Pere, Wisconsin. Right there beside Green Bay. You're up there. And it's cold. When it gets cold, it gets cold. Overall, WEL Companies is a good company, small company. You know, they can screw you sometimes. With certain things, when I hear from other truck drivers, I never really had that problem like that. But you can make money if you know what you're doing and how to do it. Let's see. They have a thing. The one bad thing I have with WEL Companies is literally one thing. It's this thing they have called speed gauge, and it can be very misleading. It can just be very misleading, and I had my issues with them about. I've actually quit WEL because of it, because of the misleading factor, and actually been called back to WEL Companies because they found out I was right. And so, but anyways, so in the end, dang, that just messed my head up. Excuse me. But in the end, they're a good company. They're alright company. But I had to leave. That's why I was going with that. I had to leave because in the end, I was actually training with them. I was a trainer. Within 10 months, 9-10 months, I became a trainer. Overall, 9-10 months, I was a trainer, and I'm not gonna say I'm great at what I do. I ain't gonna say I'm the best at what I do. Like, nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm alright. I'm good. I'm good enough to make it person pack. I'm good enough to know what it is. I'm sorry, man. This text message messed me up. About, I'm good at what I do. So, with that, I can't complain about them that much. But I did end up having to leave them though, eventually, because I ended up moving out of their hiring area. So that's how that worked out. That's what WEL. You know what? I'm gonna just stick with WEL today. I had a dispatch. I was going through some things. Actually, it was in my marriage. At WEL, I had a lot going on, and man, it was just a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot, and very stressful. But I had to go home a lot to try to get my marriage together. But they worked with me. They did work with me, and I had a great dispatch. She don't work with her no more, by the name Carrie Collins. I still know some dispatchers that still work there. Some of them are okay, some of them is horrible. They know I know they horrible. I told them you're horrible, but we're still cool overall. I'm still cool with the company. I really don't have no hard feelings towards any of them. Maybe one. But overall, they're not bad at all, man. It's just I think with WEL Companies, you just they they should listen to their drivers more, um, about certain things and how things really work. Um, I understand it's a business, they got money things, and they always go, well, oh, well, this totally understandable, but some things don't work the way that you think it work. Um, and it's kind of what my biggest issue with the trucking, I'm not gonna say trucking industry, just trucking companies, period, is the people that's making rules out here for truck drivers, with company side, maybe even lawmaker side and everything. Um, they never drove a truck before, but you're ready to tell us what to do. I understand that's like a lot of jobs, but still don't mean it ain't BS. That would be my biggest issue. Well, I started off at what, 35 cents a mile. Then got bumped up to 38 cents a mile. And then it went up to, I want to say 42 cents a mile. But I made some money. I ran though. I worked. I really did work. I worked for mine. And throughout that whole WEL thing, I got separated with my ex-wife. Still had to spend time with my child. So, but they work with me. Overall, they are an okay company. They're not bad. They're not so bad. You just have to know how, like any other job, you have to know how to navigate through their BS. And once you navigate through it, it's fine. A lot of people just don't know how to navigate and don't know how to work and don't know how to not allow people to just tell them whatever. But at the same time, it was that, and I had a great dispatch. Carrie was a great dispatch. I ain't gonna lie, she was kind of mad I left too. She was pissed, but she might still be pissed at me. I don't know, but that's still my buddy though. Well, how it's gonna work is you're going to get the WEL. They used to put you in this hotel, but I heard they got another one now. They put you in another one. You're gonna go to orientation. They're gonna give you food cards. They're gonna McDonald's, Subway. They got a little restaurant up there. Their wings is great. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's like a little bar thing. But their wings are great. Certain days they play poker at that bar. I done played it. I stayed up late too playing with them, but and then I had fun. Learned a lot. Then you're going to have a little road test, see what you know and everything, and then I actually been through both phases, so I can actually talk about this. You're either going to take the road test with Ship. It's Ship, or it's another guy that works for recruiting. They're both cool people, real cool people. I don't know if the dude's still there, but I'm pretty sure Ship is still there. Ship is one of the coolest guys I know. But they'll road test you if you have over much experience. I'm not sure what the number is. You'll pass it, if you do pass it, cause Ship do know his stuff. So does the other guy. And if you pass it, after the orientation and stuff, you go to the main building, which is down the street, and you get your truck. And you know, you either get routed home to get your stuff, or you bring your stuff with you, throw it in the truck, and you get to work. It's pretty much a simple process with trucking industry, how it works. It's just the orientation is always the longest part. If you don't have any experience or don't have enough experience, or even been gone for so long, you got to take a refresher. The refresher is usually going to be with training for about a week or two. You test out, you're on your own, go through the same process like the other truck drivers. You get your own truck. If you don't have enough experience, you're going to test and stay until there's a trainer available. If your trainer is not available yet, if you're available that Friday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that, you go with your trainer. You're trained for 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, 3 weeks max. You do real good. By the end of the 3rd week, they'll let them know. You'll come in, test out, get your truck. If you think you need the whole 4 weeks, you do the 4 weeks, get your truck, roll out. Learn the PeopleNet system. They run by PeopleNet, e-law system. It's pretty much self-explanatory once you really get it down packed. It really is. It's really not that hard. And you run. You're mostly going to stay in the Northeast. If you go down south, you're going to most likely go to Georgia or Florida. But most of your stuff is going to be in the Northeast. You're not going to go into New York City. You're not going to go into Maine. Like, it's nothing crazy like that. There I have learned that I don't like Pittsburgh and Jersey like that, because you're gonna find out that if you're going to get into the truck driver thing, you're gonna learn that you're not gonna think of it as much if you're always driving cars. But these roads really, there are some roads out here that's really not meant for trucks, that trucks have to get on to get to where they gotta go, and it gets real frustrating. And then you get to certain docks that's not meant for sleeper trucks, which is the big trucks that has the bed in the back, like I have. They're meant for day cabs, the ones that seem like they're like half of a truck, and like they don't got no room inside. When you look at them, are day cabs. It look like they're really meant for them, not really for sleep. It's not enough room to swing. If you don't know truck driver, you probably don't understand what I'm saying, but when you start, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But other than that, man, I mean, it's not that bad of a company. It's really not. You just gotta learn the system. That's pretty much how it works. But that's how it started. WEL Companies, really. Not really a PTL. WEL Companies is really how it started. Overall, I was with them for a year. So, you know, I don't got that many bad things to say about them. It's just they speed gauge. Oh, speed gauge. Let me tell you what speed gauge is. Speed gauge. If you're driving and the speed limit says 55. Somewhere in their system, sometimes it's wrong in their system, sometimes it's right, it will say like this speed limit on this highway is 55 and he was doing 65 and it snitches on you. And the company knows and alerts you. You get so long and you get written up and then you get all this other stuff and then you get fired. Well, what happens is there are certain places where you say 55 when flashing, but the speed limit is 65. Well, your system is reading that it's 55. There's a problem. In Mount Eagle, one way is 55, the other way is 45, but it will read that both is 45. That's a problem. then you got that flow of traffic thing that most people ride with, where the speed limit might be 55, but the speed, because if you go 7 over, it hits you, but everybody's doing about 62. That's the flow of traffic. You know, you don't want to slow traffic on a highway. But you do that flow, it'll get you. I'm speaking from experience. So that's like the biggest issue I have with them. I'm not gonna talk about the safety guy, person, lady, whatever, but got some egos up there, but you know, you should just learn to avoid them. But other than that, it ain't that bad. Next video I won't be making. I'll be talking about the Great Western Express, y'all. I'm gonna go into that later, whenever I got more time, because I'm actually out here waiting for this load, and it should be about ready. So I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.